भारत लक्ष्मी उठो आदि जगत जनक उच्चार भारत लक्ष्मी उठो आदि जगत जनक उच्चार दुख दैव सब नाशी कर दूरी भारत सच्चा भारत भारत सुख सच्चा कर सच्चा कुल पावल कनक धन
This is Radio Azad Hind. The time here is 2 o'clock and in India 6:30 in the evening. I am an invention of the time when voice had not begun to ride on airwaves. Wirelessly, in the blink of an eye, I can connect with millions of people. Any society, any country, any culture needs the power of a single thought. This voice becomes even more significant for a country fighting oppression. If this voice finds a platform, it has the power to unite people and to take the form of a movement. At that decisive time, I, Radio Azad Hind, was doing just that.
This is Subash speaking.
Shh, quiet, quiet. That is Subhas Chandra Bose on the radio.
Where is he speaking from?
In some unknown land far away from here.
Please keep quiet. Let's listen to what he's saying.
Today, we and our country are standing at the crossroads of making world history. My message is for those fellow countrymen who harbor the dream of a free India. I urge you to continue this fight against British oppression till the time our motherland attains freedom from their clutches. Jai Hind.
What ensued in 1939 was perhaps the most heinous war in the history of the world, setting abysmal records in bloodshed and destruction. On one hand, the Indians were relentless in their pursuit of freedom, and on the other, the Viceroy announced that till such time the world was on, Indians should refrain from any talk demanding freedom. To oppose this vehemently, chieftains of the Congress parties started turning in their resignations. After having left the Congress, Subhas Chandra Bose was busy fortifying his own organization. His views on the matter were very different.
To attain freedom, we will have to take some tough decisions.
Subash was in Europe. He took the Indian prisoners of war on board and laid the foundations of the Indian National Army. The radio was immediately adopted as the most modern medium for reaching out to people, and hence came about the Azad Hind Radio.
My friends, the time for India to be free has arrived. India shall rise and break free from the clutches of the chains of slavery that have held her captive for ages. Asia and several other countries of the world are marching forward to help us.
Singapore had been captured by the Japanese. In the middle of all this, Netaji traveled by sea in a submarine and reached Japan. In their very first meeting, Prime Minister Tojo promised to lend unconditional support to Subhas Chandra Bose. The soldiers of the Azad Hind Force stood tall and proud. They were willing to lay down their lives for the sake of their motherland at a single command from Netaji.
We have to fight for our freedom with our blood and our weapons. We must have an army ready in place as soon as India gains independence. We must lay such a foundation that we never have to lose our freedom ever again. My brave hearts, your mission should be to march ahead to Delhi. Delhi chalo.
The Azad Hind Fauj was still incomplete. Without half the population, the brave women of the country, the freedom struggle was incomplete. To address this, Subash laid the foundations of the Rani Jhansi Regiment. This became the all-woman battle squad of the Azad Hind Fauj. It was the March of 1944. Soldiers of the Azad Hind Fauj responded to General Kiani's war cry, Jai Hind, Chalo Dilli, and traveled all the way to attack Imphal. The Azad Hind Fauj soldiers unfurled the tricolour at the Indian border.
Across that river, beyond this forest, nestled behind those hills, lies the India of our dreams. Our sacred motherland, where we were born, and into her arms we are longing to return. Blood is calling out to its own brethren. Rise, pick up your weapons, and surge ahead to Delhi. Chalo, Dilli chalo.
Imphal was only 10 kilometers ahead. Suddenly, out of nowhere, it started raining heavily. The soldiers who were marching ahead relentlessly had to stop midway. Constant downpour and the hilly terrain posed a huge challenge to their logistics. On the other hand, the British and American forces were constantly attacking them from the air. Despite tasting momentary victory, the Azad Hind Army soldiers were forced to retreat. American bombers were decimating them from the skies. More than 25,000 Azad Hind soldiers had to lay down their lives. Netaji returned to Bangkok with the rest of the army.
Friends, we may have lost this battle, but this was just the beginning. There will be many more when we will have to rise up to give a tough fight. Whenever there will be a mention of India's independence, Azad Hind Fauj shall always find a place in golden letters.
After the Battle of Imphal and Kohima, a momentous chapter in our crusade for independence came to a tragic end. Unfortunately, it led to the end of Netaji's campaign, despite the many sacrifices he had made for the freedom of his motherland. However, in the eyes and hearts of his ardent followers, Netaji was still alive. This faith and resolve of the Indians shook the foundations of British rule in India, whether it was the Indian National Army trial at the Red Fort in 1945, or the Royal Indian Navy revolt from Karachi to Calcutta in 1946, the British were haunted by Netaji's legacy. The war that Netaji and the Indian National Army waged against the British eventually led to India's freedom on 15th August 1947. Indians will remain eternally grateful for Netaji's immense contribution to India's independence.
हिमाचल सागर विंध्य हिमालय नीला यमुना गंगा
तेरे नित गुण गाए
तुझसे जीवन पाए हर तन पाए आशा सूरज बनकर जग पर चमके भारत नाम सुहाना जय हो जय हो जय हो जय 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 हो भारत नाम सुभागा